Hello everyone, I'm so happy to be back again, to have found the time and collected myself to sit down in front of the video. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and if you're not new, you're also welcome. I'm really happy to be here and connect. And today I thought about sharing some exciting and I think very important ideas too. Just a short introduction if you don't know me. I'm a life coach. My program is called Athena is Compass. You will find the details below there in the subscription box. I share my insights about what's happening, what we are in, and my most important focus is how you can make the best out of it. No question, we are in really challenging times, but also this is where we can grow the most. It's obvious. For me, I hope it is something you have been experiencing as well, and you're not just dumbfounded or baffled by whatever is happening outside in the world, because, well, honestly, if you take everything at face value, what you read and see, just shocking, and probably most of it is useless information. So I'd like to share something that's useful for you and me, for all of us. And my main focus now is for this next period of 2025 is about how we can make the most out of it and how we can find a sensible way to get out of this mess humanity has cut itself into. But I don't think it's by chance, and I'm going to read you my ideas because it's going to be more digestible and probably more sensible too than if I just start talking whatever comes to my mind. All right, the first thing, everything is about change. Now you know it. I refer to this huge change we are going to experience years back in my very first videos. Wasn't very obvious for many people, I think, and I also talked some of the important things in my video that I made in the beginning of 2024, where the changes were still not so palpable for many. Now I think we have got to the point where it's just obvious. You can't really close your eyes and see and think that we are not in tremendous change at this point and from now on. So we have to be prepared for the change. All right, so Earth and humanity is in a huge shift of energies. It's about humanity's rising consciousness. Don't be fooled by the media. Take care of your focus, where you put your focus. Think of it, really think over my sentences because they are important and they can be of tremendous help if you understand and implement them in your life. So everything is about humanity's rising consciousness. It's the rising consciousness of you and me and all of us. That's what is happening. And of course, challenging times are the best to grow, as I have mentioned it already. All right. Now, the energies of Earth are in intense gradual shifts. And this is why we experience lots of intense change. So our surroundings, the environment, our circumstances are shifting. You must have experienced this by now and may have heard about it from quite a few resources, as I have also talked about these things previously. Okay, these shifts are now where we are in the beginning, not very much the beginning of 2025, but the beginning of the wood snake year, according to the Eastern calendar, which is a moon calendar, so it's a different thing. I think it's interesting to think of the cycles we are in, because the changes that are happening to us are probably more understandable if you think of Earth cycles and not this artificial Western calendar. I don't find it so useful. but let's not detour. Okay, I've got some keywords connected to these changes. So these shifts are more intense, more abrupt, and more volatile this year. And these are the keywords for me: intense, abrupt, volatile. So, big shifts. We will see how it all plays out. But it's not all the same how it plays out for you and me and for us individual humans. Okay, now let me talk about what we can do to deal with it. Let's go into something that's valuable and meaningful. There are some people who you can turn to for perspective, who understand what's happening from different perspectives. Like these people can be astrologers, clairvoyants, or channelers like myself, and people who are very much into science and the scientific understanding of history, social sciences. Lots of fields are approaching this topic from a very, very good perspective. And I think these people are like lighthouses. And this is something important I want to talk to you about. The reason why some people can be way showers is, and now pay attention, this is important, is not because they are exceptional in any way inherently. As I see it, we are all humans with great capacities, which we embody in our own unique ways. And this is going to be my topic. Basically, I could say always how to get to your resources, how to flourish your potentials. That's what I'm absolutely focused on in my personal life as well. And this is what I help people with. Okay, so don't think of these people who you can turn to for opinions, for perspectives, which are very, very helpful, as who are different in any capacity than you. I'll tell you what the difference is. They can be way showers because they stopped feeding their illusions earlier. And this is a point where you can really think it over. Have you stopped feeding your illusions? Are you really trying to understand what you are in and what you're making out of this whole situation? So this means that we have all gone through our awakening process. Everybody is going through who chooses to. But we started this growth process earlier. And this is my most important thought for today. Maybe some started earlier, we started earlier, but now it must be your turn. You can do that too at any time. Okay? I would say it is really necessary, rather sooner than later, to ask your questions and look for your own understanding. Of course, relying on help. Let me translate this to you into your everyday experience. You might think of the way showers like this. Oh, they know how to channel. Oh, they are so talented astrologers, and I'm not. You're not until you tap into your own creative and intuitive powers. And that is connected to the self-knowledge and awareness I'm always talking about. And once you start on that journey, you will find your high-level talents just as other people do. And now is the time. You can't be lazy. You can't just sit back and wait for anyone to save you, because that's not going to happen. It hasn't happened before, but there's a price to it if you don't realize that this is the case. Okay, so you can access your information and higher guidance through whatever means it is best for you once you've tapped into your own resources and once you cleared away the debris of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, fear especially, because they are going to freeze you and block you, and that's not the way to go. Okay. So be open to discover your own talents, your own resources, your own possibilities, and open up for your life and the possibilities you have, because all of us are endowed with lots of capabilities and lots of experiences are waiting for us to discover if we step out of our fears. Okay, it's valuable to learn from others, and even more so to uncover your own resources and your own capacities. That's what I wanted to say, if I want to say it in one sentence. Okay, now I've got some questions for you that you can work with. The first is, what's your purpose in life and what are your values? But really, this is the time when you have to know. You have to know it because you need your own inner compass, not to be thrown around by outside forces. Are you embodying your values? If not, you know what to do. Are you heading towards a meaningful life to embody your values and capacities? This is very important. Or just let your time pass day by day. These are the most important questions to ask at this point. That's what I think, and that's why I sat here to talk to you. Okay. I have a circle of awakened people, very nice people, with whom I have shared what I channeled before I decided to share my insights more widely. Of course, it helped them lean more into their intuition and their own guidance. And I know it from their experience because I followed their growth process, of course, and I'm still following it, that they are already like lighthouses and way showers for others around them now. And I am so happy for that, because I've been saying it for a long time, that this is how our shift and our change for the better is going to happen. That you see this is going to work for you as well. You might not see it yet, but you will. Let me explain what I think about. If you think of consciousness, higher love and compassion as light, imagine all of us shedding light around ourselves. So depending on how conscious you are, how much love you have for existence, humans, humanity, people, your loved ones, whoever, animals, nature, and compassion towards others, which is, one of my favorite topics, the more light you shed around you. And if you think of your experiences, and of course you don't have to think in terms of light, but you know how it feels when you meet somebody who's listening to you, who shares their time, attention, compassion, love with you. You know how it feels to be surrounded by people like that, or in close proximity to someone like that. And I think this is what we are going to do for each other, besides teaching each other and helping each other. Okay, but I will get back to that. So just think of consciousness, love, awareness, and compassion as a form of light. And the more you emit, there's more light around you. And the beings around you will get more light and love from you. We simply, you can check out of this whole turmoil if you turn your attention to your inner resources, like your love, like your compassion, your values. And I hope I'm making sense, because it's something simple I'm talking about, but it kind of can get complicated, especially when I get into explanations. Sorry for that. This is how it works for me today. I've got a lot of things going on. I have a meeting at 10 o'clock and I have to be finished, so I can't even cut this video. It's going to go on as it is, but I hope you will be okay with it being real, just natural. Okay. This is a foundation. I mean, this light, this spreading the light around us is a foundation, a concept that is our baseline for all of us now, where we are at this point. And I want you to remember that all through this volatile time where there are many changes, we can expect many changes and challenges. Now I see it has become a cat video. You might have seen my cat in the background. I just saw her. Okay. Getting back to what I really wanted to say. I'm all over the place now. Sorry. So the baseline is this foundation that you can always get back. Whatever distracts you, whatever situation you get into, you can always get back to your values, your purpose, and how you're going to build a meaningful life and how you're going to share your love and compassion with others. This is what we have. Lots of other things are going to disappear and change abruptly in our words. And believe me, they have to go. They have to go. And we have this light in us that we are spreading instead. And this is our chance to make everything better. Not a little bit better, but a lot better. But later about that. Perhaps when we see how we are working with this opportunity. I mean, we as humans. All right. So you always have the freedom to choose who you want to be. Really, you can come up with excuses. I've worked with a lot of people in the past 20 years as a life coach. I know, and I'm not different either. So we can come up with excuses, but it's just a fact that you can always choose who you want to be, and you can always be that person. And this is a key for a better life, obviously. Because you have your power, you have your life to live, which you can make your decisions about. It's that simple. It's that simple. You may be listening to distractions, you may be hearing lies, you may be manipulated from many sources. This fact is never going to change. It's your life, you decide for yourself. Of course, you have to adapt to your circumstances, but this still doesn't change whatever opportunity in a human life we have, and it's a lot. Okay. So you can make your own decisions about your life. That was my last thought I read, and you should. You will see that you have to, in fact. So you can always share your light. I don't think we can escape this. If it's a change in your life, do it now. It's high time. I don't think you can spare this work. Really, I mean it. So you can always share your light. Don't wait for others to tell you what to do, especially in a time when you don't know who's lying to you. There are really good manipulators and experienced liars all around. That's just what I see. Okay? Find your truth. Find your inner truth. And if you're mistaken, then you course correct. It's that simple. Again, among all the bullshit that is being told. Okay. We are the forces of change in our own lives, and we need each other. We can be the agents of positive change. That's what I'm talking about. This is how positive change can happen, through us, each of us. Okay? You certainly have people around you you learn valuable things from, and you can share yours too. I see many people have embarked on a journey on sharing their knowledge, from whatever handicrafts to I don't know. I don't have to make a list, because you see all around. And I think it is a very important shift in our lives, of course, but in our approach to our social fabric. And it's another rabbit hole I'm not going into, but I'm also very much passionate about learning and education and development through learning. But it's a big topic. I'm not going into that at this point. The fact is that many people share their knowledge, and you can share yours too. That's what I'm talking about. Sharing value in a real sense, human to human. Even if it's online, it's human to human. And you can always check it. Is somebody you're learning from authentic? Do they live what they are talking about? For me, this is the most important thing. When I learn from somebody, and I do love learning, I always check, do they walk their talk? Because if not, they are just regurgitating other people's ideas, and that's not really a good way to do, in my understanding. At least I'm not in favor of it. All right. Another important thing and topic, zooming out the wrong way. That's the title of this passage. For me, I was trying to structure my ideas, which is kind of difficult for me today, even to follow that. All right, so people often zoom out to the bigger political picture. They collect information, of course, but I've been leading you to this idea. Act from your own values, not from fear. And this is a simple sentence, but still it needs to be thought over what it really means in the practical sense. Because I'm all about the practical sense. I'm very spiritual. I love learning. I love intellectual adventures, nature adventures. I love arts. But I've learned to be, as a single mom, to be a very practical person. Okay, what can you make out of all your knowledge, all your capacities? What can you make livable, tangible, and what can you share of it? That's the most important thing for me as a life coach. Okay, and as a mom as well, but of course. So, if you zoom out, you are probably going to get into some fear trap. You have to really consider how much time and attention you devote to things that you have no agency about. You have agency in your own life and in your relationships and the people you are in connection with. And I think that's what's tangible in our lives. That's what's real in our lives. Okay. Now going back to reading the news. If you let your fears from things that might happen overwhelm you, they're not really happening even. They might happen because there's always some kind of suggestion in the news. Oh, this is lurking. Something might be happening here. But it isn't until it is, right? So let's simplify. So this news might overwhelm you. If you let yourself be overwhelmed by what's not going in a positive direction, it may well happen that it collapses and disappears by itself or by circumstantial factors you're still not knowing about, right? So it's no use blowing up these stories because we don't know the half of it. We don't know a fragment. We only know a fragment of what is real, and still we have our very subjective judgment. So it's no use to go into ideas, opportunities, possibilities for whatever bad things are happening. What is happening, we already know. Okay. But it's very important to detach from your fears. And if something goes in a negative direction, it may well happen that it collapses, as I said, because the energy is just so volatile. And this snake here is all about this. If you think of the movement of the snake, it goes left, left and right, left and right. Sometimes you think you're going in the left direction, but then things are going to shift and change for the other. So you have to be flexible and not judge, and don't judge too quickly. Okay. You have the freedom to live your own values amidst all of this. You need to know what those are. This is what I think is very, very important in this situation. And if you remember, I started off from talking about your values. Okay. Also, your attention is very valuable. It's your valuable asset. Be mindful about it. Be conscious about what you devote your attention to, for the reasons I have just told you, connected to fears and fantasies, whatever. So I'd like to remind you that if you feel you have a calling, a passion you haven't stepped into so far, or you're thinking of something, you're entertaining an idea, you could teach something, you could do something, now it's really the time. Because among all the structures and the old beliefs that are collapsing and are going to collapse in the near future around us, we need each other's creativity, knowledge, resourcefulness, and whatever values we can share with each other. This is how we restructure our lives, on the basis of our priorities and our real values, in a very practical sense. Your focus is also a key. Prioritize your values, prioritize your health. I can't stress it enough that you need a strong and healthy body to go all through this. You need to cut off anxiety and overwhelm to be able to thrive in this difficult condition. So prioritize your health. And prioritize what you create in your life for yourself and others. And of course, this has always been my value, but I feel that if you don't do it, there's a price to it. That's all of us are going to pay. And the other thing is, we do need to do something, right? Not just be passive observers of our lives passing by. Okay. Please think over my ideas. I think I'm going to make a simplified version and I'm going to post it on YouTube. Maybe it's difficult to follow because I'm meandering just like the snake energy. And this is why I haven't been able to sit down to make a video in the first part of the year, because I have been meandering everywhere. I'm doing a lot of things. I get distracted so easily, as you could see, and I'm sorry for that, but you can read my post, my written version on my Facebook page, and I'm going to post a link below there. So, to close it, some closing thoughts. If you are inspired in my perspective on where we are now, please like and subscribe so that we share this inspiration and support with more people. Because really, I'm not joking, we need each other. We really need each other to be connected. Also, my parting thoughts. Check out my links below. You will find ways to connect with me there if you want to. For example, a discovery call, working one-on-one with me online. And I have 1 or 2 spots that are available for online work. I have an international practice. I work with people all over the world, from Australia, New Zealand, USA and Western Europe, all through a lot of countries. So this is the blessing of the internet, that space has collapsed and we can share so easily. And lastly, thank you for connecting. You are very welcome in my hub here. Take care. And my parting message is live your best version every day, because it's your life. You have to love it and you have to make the most of it. Thank you for listening. Bye.